Life often spirals out of control without warning, not necessarily because we've done something wrong, but simply because chaos is a natural part of existence. This realization, while terrifying, is not without hope. It points us toward a way forward, a pathway defined by courage, responsibility, and the determination to confront life's challenges head on. To navigate this journey, we must look inward, confront our fears, and step outside our comfort zones. The paradox is clear. True growth emerges not from comfort, but from embracing the unfamiliar, facing discomfort, and daring to believe in our own capacity for transformation. This is not just a call to survive, it's a call to thrive.
You have to necessarily have done anything wrong for things to get completely out of control. It's a terrifying doctrine, but it's not a hopeless doctrine, because it still says that T here is the way forward. T here is a pathway forward. And the pathway forward is to adopt a mode of being that has some nobility so that you can tolerate yourself and perhaps even have some respect for yourself as someone who's capable of standing up in the face of that terrible vulnerability and suffering. Well, certainly by the avoidance of deceit, particularly in language, but also by the adoption of responsibility for the conditions of existence and some attempt on your part to actually rectify them. Do you know, if you take people and you expose them voluntarily to things that they are avoiding and are afraid of, you know that they need to overcome in order to meet their goals, their self-defined goals. If you can teach people to stand up in the face of the things they're afraid of, they get stronger.
Success is not rocket science. You go and find the thing that you don't know, learn the thing you don't know, and do the thing you haven't been doing, and get the life you say you want. All I wanted was unfamiliar. But you have to understand that most people don't invite in unfamiliar because people are more committed. People are more committed to a familiar discount than they are to an unfamiliar new possibility. The key words are familiar and unfamiliar. See, we want to have a new experience while having some of the same behaviors because they're familiar to us. If they're familiar, some of them not even comfortable. People in relationships are not even comfortable. It's just familiar. People are still at jobs that aren't even comfortable. They're just familiar. So that's the craziest, that we are more committed to a familiar discomfort than we are to an unfamiliar new possibility because of the familiarity, not even the comfort.
To give people a vision of themselves beyond their mental conditioning and their circumstances, to let them know that they have greatness within them. But greatness is not our destiny. It's a choice that you have to make every day. You have to put yourself in the state of perpetual discomfort in order to manifest your greatness. You've got to reach outside of your comfort zone. So every day, I look forward to the opportunity to inspire people to reach higher, to understand and know that what they've done is only a tip of the iceberg of what's possible. Well, I think a fair bit of that's probably to be found in, you can find it in shame, you can find it in guilt, you can find it in conscience, you can find it in anger, you can find it in interest and engagement and beauty. T here is lots of pathways. If you are angry about something in the world, well, it's speaking to you in a moral sense. This shouldn't be that way. Well, maybe you are the person who should do something about it in some manner. Maybe it'll take your whole life to figure out how to do that. Negative emotions can be a pathway to transformation. I am not trying to romanticize them. They can crush you completely and leave you with nothing for sure. And they can go badly astray, but shame, that's a good one. What am I ashamed of? Well, can you fix any of that? Because you might ask yourself, let's say you are so ashamed and so crushed that you are nihilistic and you can't see any hope for life. You are just done. You might think, well, what if I was less ashamed? I am going to work on these things that I am ashamed of and just see, like, does my life improve enough so that I am not so bitter about it now, or I'm not so hopeless about it now? And my experience is generally being that works. It works.
There are winners, there are losers, and there are people who have not discovered how to win. All they need is some help and assistance, just a little support. All they need is some insight or different strategy, a plan of action to make some adjustments that will open up the key to a whole new future for them, that will give them access to the unlimited power that they have within themselves.
If we do not do what we cannot do, there is no issue. If we do not do what we can do, we are a disaster. So I am saying, at least, are you as joyful as you were when you were 5 years of age at 3,540? If you are not as joyful and as exuberant as a 5-year-old boy or girl that you were, obviously you are a disaster, because you are not even square one. That was square one of your life, and nothing was in your control. All right, you are not even in square one. You some deeper. That's a disastrous life. Never before in the history of humanity, any generation had these kind of conveniences, these kind of comforts, these kind of wonderful things that we have today. Never before human survival was better organized than it is today if we don't do it now. When many great beings have come on this planet, but when they spoke, hardly 10 people could hear today. We can sit here and talk to the entire world when we have this. If we do not transform the world into a more loving, joyful, exuberant humanity, it simply means we don't care. I don't want to go as that.
So it's little tiny adjustments that have the most profound effect on people. And it's never too late to say, I am enough, I can find love. And now if you give someone the power to make you feel good, you give them the power to make you feel bad. And if you do it to yourself, you feel so much better. It makes you slightly bulletproof. You still need other people. We all need other people. But the dialogue in with yourself and starting with, I am enough.
Are you willing to be inconvenienced for your conviction? And as you ramp up, you are going to have questions. You are going to be afraid. I do more things afraid now than I do fearless. Because the bigger you play, the bigger your breakdown. Fear fuels you. Fear is informing you. It's not stopping you. I am not enough. I need more. And if you feel enough, you start to feel equal. See, most of us feel unequal. Really what I am enough is doing is reactivating, remanifesting, and regenerating what you were born with an ability to say, I am enough.
In the end, life's most profound transformations are born not from the avoidance of chaos, discomfort, or fear, but from the courage to confront and embrace them. Chaos is inevitable, vulnerability is part of being human, and setbacks are guaranteed. Yet within these challenges lies an extraordinary opportunity to grow, to learn, and to rise above our circumstances. By taking responsibility for our actions, acknowledging our fears, and daring to step beyond our comfort zones, we begin to tap into the vast reserves of strength and resilience that lie dormant within us. True progress comes not from a single grand gesture, but from consistent, deliberate, and sometimes painful steps forward. It requires us to let go of the familiar, no matter how comfortable or predictable it may seem, and to trust in the process of transformation. It asks us to rewrite the narrative of our lives, shifting from I can't to I am enough, and from I am stuck to I can create change. This journey is not about achieving perfection. It's about the willingness to try, to fail, and to try again. It's about choosing every day to stand up in the face of fear, to address the things that hold us back, and to believe in our capacity for greatness. When we do this, we not only begin to thrive, but also inspire those around us to do the same. Life will always present challenges, but it is in meeting those challenges with courage, responsibility, and hope that we unlock the path to a more meaningful, fulfilling existence.